Okay, so a buddy of mine asked me to take a look at this website. To start with, this company has disabled the right click on every, if you try right click is disabled. If you try and look at their code, it's disabled. So you think, wow, they must be at the top of their game. They've got code that's so good they don't want anybody to see it. So let's start by seeing why their code is so good nobody wants to see it. So what we'll do is we'll cut off the JavaScript. They're using some stupid JavaScript to make it where you can't look at their code. So if we come in here now with the JavaScript disabled, we can see they're using WordPress. WordPress is the most hacked platform in the world. It's a made for the masses platform. They're slow. They're bloated. It's like for people who don't care anything about their business. And most people that use WordPress also use Bootstrap. Now, they're not using Bootstrap, which I'm surprised about. They may be using some other front-end framework. But anyway, so we click on here and we say, let's look at they've got services, all these services. If somebody is able to do everything, then they're probably not able to do anything very good. Let's take, for example, my buddy's a mechanic. If you're talking to a mechanic, let's say I'm working on a 68 VW bug and I come to the mechanic and I say, hey man, can you work on a 68 VW bug? And he says, yeah, I can work on new cars, old cars, any make, any model, anything you've got. I can do transmissions, I can do engines, I can do rear ends. I can just do everything. That's what this guy is. He can do everything. There's nothing he can't do. Now you're talking to the second guy and he's going to say, listen, I only work on Volkswagen bugs. I only work on old Volkswagen bugs. And I say, okay, well, let's have a meeting, all three of us. I guarantee you the second guy, the guy that only works on Volkswagen bugs, is going to know so much more about the bugs and how they work. This guy's going to be a joke. He's probably going to look stupid when he's sitting there trying to talk about all this stuff because he doesn't know that much. And you know they're not a serious company because they're using WordPress for their web development and stuff. Now, if we look through here, we've got welcome to biz stuff, digital SEO. We've got digital marketing, SEO, social media marketing, web development, app development, software development. I mean, you name it, this joke. Financial analysis, logos, graphic designs. I mean, if there's and he's the president looks like he's 21 years old. So, and the CEO looks like she might be 30. So you've got some kids that know more about everything that there is to know about than you can even imagine. So let's look right here. Let's click on the SEO. When you're looking at search engine optimization, now this is the best SEO company in the United States. So that would mean if they're the best in the United States, if I type in search engine optimization, they're right there at the top, right? I mean, if you're the best in the United States, then, well, no, SEMrush, nope, look at here, they're not even on the front page. So they're not on the front page, they're not on the second page, they're not anywhere to be found for their main keyword, which would be search engine optimization. Now, what we could do is, and this is the best in the world. So you say, okay, what is the most important thing if you're going to do search engine optimization? Well, it has to be web page speed. If the site's not loaded in under a second, Google can't even spider all your pages. Google will limit how often and how deep they spider your site. Your example work, the work that shows how good you are, is your website. That should be your best site. Theirs takes 3.3 seconds to load for the first content paint. So that means it's got a penalty right off the bat. This website's not getting spidered as long or as deep as it should be. That means if they add a whole bunch of pages, it won't matter. Google's not going to be able to find those pages because Google's not going to spend very much time looking for them on this website because it takes too long to load. If it takes longer than 2.5 seconds to fully load, if it's not completely loaded in 2.5 seconds, then it's going to have a ranking penalty. So the number one SEO company in the United States, according to this company right here, does not even do the single most important thing, which is load time, so you don't get a page speed penalty, and the first content painting under a second so that when you're adding pages they can get spidered. The next most important thing has to be code. You've got to have clean code. If you've got errors in your code, this one's got 7 errors in the code. Inside the code, they're using WordPress for their back end, so they don't even have to do any type of development. They're probably using some other type of made for the masses front-end framework for the front end. So the one thing they should be able to do is go through and check. And I mean, if you're writing something, if you write a letter to somebody at the very least, you would go through and make sure that you had everything correctly spelled, everything set up correctly. There's no way that you would put your website online and not check any of the code just to make sure that there's no errors. For example, if you check the Easy Flip, I get 99 right here, and this is 1.1, but it's just because I'm still messing with the back end and everything. But this one will load in 0.5 milliseconds when it's fully optimized and set up right here. And the site we're fixing to put online should be loading in 0.5 milliseconds. It's got 99 on the accessibility, but that's just because the alt tags aren't set up right. The alt tag just describes the image, and I've put the title tag in there just for right now while I was doing some development on it. But you can see also there's no errors. One error makes it not ADA compliant. If it's not ADA compliant, you can get a $60,000 or $250,000 fine. I mean, let's look to be sure right here. We say Google fines for for ADA. Let's say ADA fines, website. ADA compliancy fines. Website ADA compliance fines. So if your website, you can get fined $75,000 for a single violation and $150,000 for any further violations. So this website is not ADA compliant because they've got errors. One error can prevent it from working correctly in a device. It can prevent the search engine from being able to spider it. One error can cause you all kinds of problems. So is this website a good website? Is this a good web design company? What are my thoughts on this thing? Their websites aren't optimized for any. How can you be a search engine optimization company if you can't even optimize your own website so it's not getting penalties and stuff from the search engines? This website's being penalized for not having the first content paint correctly. It's being penalized for not being loaded in 2.5 milliseconds. I mean, we doubled that. At 3 seconds, you lose 53% of your traffic. Is this a good web design company? No, they're terrible. They're absolutely terrible. Would I use this company? Heck no, I wouldn't use them to make a website for my worst enemy. I mean, this thing is just pathetic. 4.2 seconds to be fully loaded. And I'm doing a video. I'm putting this in a video. I could have just sent this to you in a message, in an email or something. But I'm doing a video so that you can share this with them and tell them, hey, what do you think about what this guy's saying? This guy's saying your website's not correct. Share it with them. Show them the video and ask them their defense for building a website that's got all kinds of Google penalties on it when they're saying they're the best SEO in the United States. If you're an SEO company in the United States, you should be upset at this company for claiming to be better than you when their website's designed so pathetically. And as far as their web development skills, wow, I mean, they speak for themselves. There's nothing else to say about those. They're full of errors and takes nearly 5 minutes to load. Most people aren't going to wait that long for a website. And then this stupid stuff blocking all the code so nobody can click on anything. I mean, is that not crazy? If I want to copy some text, if I'm looking at something and I say, hey, yeah, I want to copy their phone number, or I want to copy something they said right here to share it with my boss, there's no way you can't copy anything because these people are more concerned about somebody stealing their pathetic, bad, lying content than they are about building a website that meets all the criteria and standards that it should be meeting. That's all I got to say about it.